Hi, it's Bob Tullio, automatic merchandiser and Vending Market Watch, and I'm here at the 2025 NAMA show in Las Vegas, and I'm with Jim Mitchell from Televend. Jim, this is not your first NAMA show, is it?
No, it's not, Bob. I've been in the industry for about 35 years.
Tell me a little bit about your background.
Well, like so many people in this industry, I started out working for my dad. I worked in the warehouse, I ran relief routes, ultimately ran routes, worked into purchasing, and just continued my way up until that was part of my company. From there, got into the micro-market space. We created our own brand called Company Kitchen, and ultimately about 6 years ago, we sold both companies to Compass Group.
And the other company was Treat America,
Treat America, that's correct.
That's right, that's right. Well, very successful ventures, no question about that. Your company, Televend, has actually been to the show the last 2 years, prior to this year, strictly to do research and evaluate the market. What did you find?
Well, first of all, last year is when we really started, I personally started to get involved with Televend. So we met here at the show, we talked through what some of the competitors were doing, we started speaking with customers about what their needs were, what their issues were, and we found that Televend was an excellent solution for a lot of the things that those operators are dealing with today.
So fast forward, you take a company that is already a massive success and it has a huge presence in internationally. What's the number? It's 4,000 operators, 500,000 machines that are connected by your VMS. Is that correct?
That's correct, and growing every day.
That is an impressive number. And you take that and now you're launching it right here. What have operators had to say about it, about Televend, and tell me why they're impressed if they are impressed.
Well, Bob, the things that make us unique are very significant, and what operators are telling us is, wow, if that's really true, then you've got a real game changer here. So come show us. So that's what we're doing today. We're showing everybody exactly what we can do. We're demonstrating it here on the floor.
Well, fair enough. I hear that game changer term thrown around, but I do know one thing about one of your products, and I'm going to ask you to go through your products. One of your products solves the lost sales tax issue, but let's talk about why you think your products are a game changer.
Yeah, Bob, number one is our T36 box. This box works very differently than any other telemeter on the market. This box actually mounts between the control board of the vending machine and the payment systems and takes full control of the machine.
Okay.
And rather than reporting batched DEX files, we're streaming real-time transactions just like a micromarket. So now we have very rich data coming into our VMS system, which allows us to do a number of really fantastic things, like forecasting sales for the week, which allows us to use AI to plan routing and really optimize the efficiency of the operations.
So I have a route of vending equipment that is truly not state-of-the-art from a technology standpoint. You can step in there and take it to another level.
Right, so many operators have a base of assets out in the field, older vending machines. And now they're bringing on new products, new capabilities, but those machines are too costly to replace.
Sure.
But with just this device, we can bring any old vending machine up to modern standards for a few $100.
And this is a device that's prevalent and very successful in other parts of the world, obviously.
Absolutely, 500,000 of these in the market today.
That's fantastic. Let's talk about the TPay 300, and that's an exciting product, I think, for any operator. Tell me about it.
Well, the TPay 300 is our cashless device, but rather than communicating directly, this device is controlled by our box. So there are a number of things we can do with that, but the biggest thing is that when the transaction occurs at the machine, we can add on this display and to the transaction such things as sales tax, bottle deposits, and we can charge different pricing for cash versus credit cards.
Wow. So basically what you're saying is if you can recover that sales tax, it kind of pays for the system in a pretty short period of time.
That's absolutely right.
That's fantastic. Now what if you're an operator that's already entrenched in another VMS system? Is that a difficult move, or is it still very feasible?
Well, our VMS can actually handle transmissions from any other system as well. But we believe that this device and the speed at which it pays for itself and the capabilities it has in controlling the machine really will make a difference so significant that it will, and the fact that it will pay itself off so quickly, it makes sense to convert completely.
It does make sense. What's the message that you want to send to operators at the show and beyond?
Well, come by and see us. We'll show you for real how the system works and prove to you that it makes sense to make the change.
That's great. Thanks a lot.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Bob.
it.
Appreciate your time.
Excellent.